we've talked a couple of times.
Yeah.
You seem as happy and as comfortable and as just, I mean, you've never not been that way, but right now you seem particularly stoked.
Good.
Is that the case? It sure seems that way, man. You seem like you're in a good place.
Oh, thank you. That's nice. Well, I must be. I think I had a couple of days off here in LA, which is nice. And saw Coco. It's pretty good. Milking that gag, right? That's the last Coco reference. And then we're finishing up tour. It's been a really fun tour since April, and I'm getting to go home in about a week, which is nice for a little bit of time in Australia, so that's good. I
was going to ask, it looked like August you had some time off. How are you spending time off these days? Do you chill? Do you rage? Like what do you do when you're not playing?
Well, I went out for 4th of July. I was down at a friend's house in Venice Beach and went down to the foreshore, and there was fireworks, and then we ended up in a club, and it was just like we were just like kind of standing around, and then it's just like we walked like a few steps over there, and it's just like oh we're in like the middle of the dance floor, and that was kind of cool. It was like it wasn't premeditated. It was just like oh we're like dancing at the club now, and so that was fun. So that was I guess a gentle rage, and then. Very, very discreet raging. I think I had 3 drinks, lots of water in between. I got a round of drinks for everyone, and I came back with like 6 bottles of water, and they were like their faces were just like vibe killer. Like I'm just like hydrate. So yeah.
Last time we saw you was Coachella. Since then, you have been playing shows. Bigger headlining shows than you have ever done before, and we have known for a while that you can captivate an audience of this size and make it feel very intimate and very personal. It seems like you've also been able to do this at these huge shows, which is not an easy thing for an artist to do. And I was wondering if there's something that you keep in mind, if there's a trick, if there's something that you do to kind of keep an audience of tens of thousands as engaged as an audience of just a couple of tens.
Yeah. Well, it helps if the vibe is good. So I came in here and everyone's really enthusiastic, which is perfect. So it doesn't always work that way. But I think I don't know. I think the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. And I definitely think if I think about. Because sometimes I think, oh, you know, it's like you look at like a show that's like everyone's like jumping and like there's like everyone's on top of people's shoulders and people are getting crowd surfing. It's like my shows aren't really like that, and I'm like, it'd be cool if they were like that, but I just don't know how to get to that point. But if I think about where I am now, it's like the first shows I definitely just played, like looked at my feet and didn't talk as much and connect as much. So I think it's just a work in progress, and
sure.
Yeah.
Nation of Two has been out in the world now for the last couple of months. Has your relationship with these songs changed now that it has been out there and you've been performing them live? Do you ever go back and just say, I thought this song was one thing and now it's another?
Yeah, I think there's a nice moment in the set which where me and the band basically we just play a really stripped down version of the song, like a few songs, and I think almost these songs that I thought were very gentle and like just like kind of quiet songs have become more, even though it's, you know, just my drummer with like a tom, just like hitting the tom and very basic percussion, just feels like more powerful. And so those songs, a couple of songs, a song called Bonnie and Clyde actually is really fun to play live and it has a real energy, so that's been a surprise to me.
Were you kind of nomadic making this record? It seems like you were bouncing around. You sort of alluded to this a little bit earlier, from city to city, writing with different people, trying out different things. Was that the process, and if so, how does that work for you, or why does that work for you?
Yeah, I was pretty nomadic. I think I definitely spent a few weeks just like staying at Airbnbs in LA, and I thought I'd be like, oh, I'm going to go to LA and like be so inspired and write songs, and then I would just be like sitting in my Airbnb, and I'm like, oh, I don't really have many friends in LA, and it's like, and so there was a bit of that kind of stuff like in between songwriting sessions, but I felt like that was good as well because that kind of boredom or that kind of empty space allows you to, you know, bang your head against the wall, try and write songs, and you eventually come out with some ideas. So I think that's the way I did it this time, and I just feel very happy to have made a second album, and hopefully that, I don't know if that's always going to be the way I do it, but it'd be nice to keep being able to do that and keep writing songs that I feel good about.
Well, I got good news for you. It worked out.
Okay,
yeah, absolutely. The second album it's fantastic for sure. You're a really interesting guy. Apart from music as well, we know you're a very big friend to the animals, which is nice. You skateboard. Anything else you're into right now apart from music? Other than dancing, I guess at the clubs.
Yeah, at the club. You definitely become aware of like what your limitations as a dancer are. Like I was with my friends and they're like, it's like Cardi B's on and they're like just really good at dancing and like just more range of motion. And I'm just like, and like you look at the other like kind of dude and he's like got his hand in his pocket and it's just like, so that's not my skill dancing. But I think I have been getting into soccer, like you mentioned, Soccer Fever, and we've been in my band. We've got a soccer ball. Which cost me a lot of money. I was like in New York and I was like, I need to get a soccer ball. And the only shop was Adidas and I went to buy a soccer ball there and I'm like, how much for this soccer ball? And the guy's like, $130. I'm like, I just want like a $5 soccer ball, man. Like, why are soccer balls like $500 now? Anyway, but we ended up getting a cheaper ball and we just play keep it up, like try and juggle it, and we've just been trying to break our records as a band. So that's what my main focus is at the moment.
I'm glad you didn't pay more for the soccer ball than you did with the ukulele that you wrote Riptide on. Congratulations on everything. Again, Nation of Two is the album. It is out now. He's at the Greek tonight, and all of the success that you've had over the last couple of years just couldn't happen to a nicer guy, and we are thrilled to have been part of that journey for sure. So let's hear it one more time.
Thanks, guys.
For Vance Joy.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're going to let him take a couple-second break, and then we'll give you a chance to stop by and say hello. Again, my name is Harms from Alt 98.7. Thank you so much for coming to the AT&T Sound Studio. This is what we do here. We have guys like Vance Joy come and play a couple of songs, which never gets old. It is always, always awesome. And again, part of the reason it's awesome is because you guys showed up on the Friday after 4th of July and came out and checked it out. So thank you very much for being here. Enjoy saying hi to Vance, and we will absolutely see you next time. Absolutely. Have a good night.